China has assisted Iran in acquiring sensitive data could reshape strategic calculations. In response to Iran's expanding missile inventory and its investment in long-range precision systems, Washington fortified its defensive presence in key bases.
Have Chinese commercial satellites just exposed Donald Trump's classified war plans in the Middle East once again, leaving American commanders scrambling? With shocking new images now out showing exactly 11 American Air Force Raptors stationed at a remote Israeli base.
The element of surprise is the most valuable currency in modern warfare. For decades, the United States military has relied on the shadow of secrecy to move its assets, position its aircraft, and prepare its strikes. But in the last 72 hours, that shadow has been burned away. The fog of war has been lifted, not by American commanders, but by a commercial satellite company in China that just handed the Iranian regime a targeting map of every single U.S. military asset in the Middle East. We are not talking about rumors. We are not talking about grainy, low-quality images. We are talking about high-resolution, military-grade satellite photography that pinpoints specific runway coordinates, identifies individual aircraft models, and exposes the exact location of air defense batteries. This is the end of operational secrecy. Washington fortified its bases, it moved its pieces across the chessboard, and China just turned the lights on, leaving American forces exposed, tracked, and potentially targeted. On February 27, 2026, a company called Mazar Vision, based in Hangzhou, China, released a tranche of imagery that sent shockwaves through the Pentagon. They published a crystal-clear image of Ovda Air Base in southern Israel. Parked on the tarmac were exactly 11 Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptors. This was the first public confirmation that America's most advanced air superiority fighter was operating from Israeli soil. But they didn't stop there. They tracked the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier departing Sauda Bay in Crete, heading toward the Persian Gulf. They exposed the positions of F-35 stealth fighters at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. They pinpointed the exact location of THAAD missile defense batteries at Mufaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. And while Mazar Vision was uploading these coordinates to social media for the entire world to see, Iranian state media was simultaneously broadcasting threats to rain missiles down on those exact locations. This is not a coincidence. This is a strategy. This is what modern gray zone warfare looks like. A Chinese company with alleged ties to the People's Liberation Army is acting as a proxy intelligence agency for Tehran, providing real-time bomb damage assessment and targeting data under the guise of commercial transparency. To understand the malice behind this leak, you have to look at what they didn't show. Mazar Vision published detailed imagery of almost every major U.S. installation in the region: Jordan, Qatar, Israel, Diego Garcia. But there was one glaring omission. They released 0 images of Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. Why hide Al Dhafra? Because the UAE is a client of Chinese military aviation industry. The UAE recently purchased a full squadron of L-15 advanced jet trainers from Beijing. Mazar Vision didn't just dump data, they curated it. They exposed every American base that could be targeted by Iran while carefully protecting the one base hosted by a nation that buys Chinese weapons. That is not the behavior of a neutral commercial entity. That is operational intelligence management. But if you think a satellite company is the only problem, you need to look at the water. China is no longer just an observer in this crisis. The People's Liberation Army Navy has deployed a flotilla to the Gulf of Oman that changes the entire calculus of a potential war. Leading this formation is the Liao Wang 1. This is not a normal ship. It is a 30,000-ton maritime space tracking and surveillance behemoth, 50% larger than the older Yuan class. It bristles with 5 massive radar domes, high-gain antennas, and telemetry receivers. The Liao Wang 1 is designed for one primary purpose: to track missiles and satellites. But parked in the Persian Gulf, it serves a much darker function. It acts as a mobile command and control center capable of monitoring U.S. carrier flight operations in real time. It can see when the F-35s launch. It can track the heat signatures of the catapults. And crucially, it can relay all of that data instantly to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Sailing right alongside this spy ship is a Type 055 destroyer. This is widely considered the most powerful surface combatant on Earth today. While the U.S. Navy struggled with the Zumwalt class, China successfully fielded the Type 055, which integrates dual-band radar systems capable of advanced over-the-horizon tracking. The combination is lethal. The Type 055 sees the airspace. The Liao Wang-1 watches the heavens. Together, they create a sensor fusion network that solves Iran's biggest problem: accuracy. In the past, Iranian ballistic missiles were like shotguns. They were aimed at general coordinates. But with Chinese data, they become sniper rifles. Chinese analysts have described this arrangement with chilling simplicity. China provides the eyes, Iran provides the fist. Think about what that means for the 5,000 sailors on board the USS Abraham Lincoln. Carrier strike groups rely on maneuverability. They move to survive. But you cannot hide from a 30,000-ton spy ship that is tracking your electronic emissions and beaming your exact grid coordinates to a missile battery in Tehran. And speaking of missiles, the threat vector has fundamentally changed. During the 12-day conflict with Israel in June 2025, the United States successfully jammed GPS signals over Iran. This weakened Iran's ability to guide its drones and missiles, causing many to miss their targets. Iran took that lesson to heart. They went to Beijing. China has now provided Iran's armed forces with direct access to the Beidou satellite navigation system. Beidou is China's sovereign answer to GPS. It is controlled by Beijing, and importantly, it cannot be jammed by the United States. The missiles that will be fired at American bases in a future conflict will not be looking for American satellites. They will be guided by Chinese constellations that Washington has zero ability to switch off. This is not just a software upgrade. It is the complete removal of America's single most effective non-kinetic defense. The hardware transfer is just as alarming. Intelligence reports indicate Iran is actively seeking to purchase the CM-302 supersonic anti-ship cruise missile from China. This weapon is a carrier killer. It flies at Mach 3. It skims the sea. It is designed to punch through the exact Aegis defense systems that protect U.S. ships. So let's look at the complete picture. You have B-2 bombers that will have to navigate through Iranian airspace while 500 Chinese satellites watch them from above. You have Iranian missiles guided by unjammable Beidou navigation systems. You have Chinese destroyers tracking the exact movements of U.S. aircraft carriers. And you have a Chinese satellite company publishing the parking spots of F-22 Raptors on social media. This is a coordinated, multi-layered intelligence operation designed to paralyze American decision-making. The official social media account of the People's Liberation Army, China Military Bugle, even published a video featuring high-resolution imagery of 8 specific U.S. bases. This is the government of China, through its military mouthpiece, telling Tehran, "We see them, here is where they are." And the connection is immediate. Days after Chinese satellites exposed the THAAD batteries in Jordan, Iranian media published a video simulating a strike on that exact base, calling for the capture of American soldiers. China pointed the finger, and Iran loaded the gun. Defense analysts are calling this gray zone warfare. It allows China to inflict massive strategic damage to the United States without ever firing a shot. China can claim Mazar Vision is just a private company. They can claim the Liao Wang-1 is just doing research, but the operational effect is undeniable. China relies on Persian Gulf oil for its economic survival. They have signed a trilateral pact with Iran and Russia. They have created a financial system to bypass American sanctions. For Beijing, ensuring Iran can fight back against the United States is a matter of national interest. Donald Trump's classified war plans are effectively being leaked in real time. If he orders a strike, every movement will be watched. If he waits, the targeting picture for Iran only gets sharper. The national interest analysis concluded that this is China flexing its muscles at the moment of maximum American vulnerability. They have handed Iran the map, they have upgraded Iran's eyes, and they have made sure that the next war in the Middle East will not be fought against a rogue nation, but against a proxy armed with the intelligence of a superpower. We will see whether Washington strikes anyway, or whether the realization that China is watching changes everything. Stay tuned.